skill, because we saw it before at the LCS as well. Well, that not having Ignite sometimes comes to bite you in the butt.
Yeah, so there it is. It's the first game of our grand final here at DreamHack Summer 2013. Copenhagen Wolves are your blue team, starting in the bottom left-hand corner of this map. You're going to be taking on DP, the guys that have come all the way over from Turkey, starting as the red team in the top right-hand corner. We haven't seen too much crazy level 1 things out of these guys in the semis, but they are all heading in roughly the same direction now, so we see if they may end up clashing, or if they're just going to start placing wards at each other's feet. Nothing too interesting from there on out. Do see a slight change now as Fnatic. I knew I was going to do it at some point. Reckless wearing his Fnatic tag got me as Wolves siding towards the top lane. But they are now grouping up into this bush. No vision here from the DP side. They did drop a Jarvan flag in earlier, but it's timed out. And they themselves are actually now walking further away from the Wolves squad without realizing it. Hiding in that Dragon Pit, closing in now, coming around behind him. Reckless will have been spotted there. Things go out like crazy. Everyone decides where they want to take this fight, where they don't want to take this fight. Just trying to get some wards down here to start with. That's the main thing now. They want vision. Of course, Shook playing that Nunu is an incredible counter jungler right from the start. 600 true damage on the consume at level 1 means it's going to outdo the damage on any smite. So, you do have to be very careful not to let him close enough to this blue buff. Still got all 5 players from both teams in near proximity. Naru picks up that ward kill. Well placed Pink, and they do get out more or less unscathed. Well played DP. Caitlyn, though, has already made her way to the top lane.
And that's going to mean the lane swap as usual. I don't think they will be on time to pick up the golems, but in the meantime, we do see Kha'Zix helping out his jungler, Jarvan, quite a bit with Wolfcamp. Cannon is probably going to be allowed to pick up some experience as well. And in top lane, Holy Phoenix actually doing the golems all by himself here.
Nuclear is there, getting a bit of help from Fabulous, who's of course going to the bottom, as you say, in this lane swap. Kennen should be doing just fine in there. He's going to have a good job, good time CSing at the turret, CSing 2v1. Got good long range, and of course his auto attacks and that wave clear are pretty powerful. Kautar is going to be in their mid lane. Should be able to bully Kha'Zix around a little bit early on with auto attacks and overloads. Should have quite a bit of fun with that. And Naru's going to start chugging on potions as quick as possible. Shook so far staying in his own jungle, but that's probably not going to last for long. That's of course power of Nunu. That counter jungling will change quickly. Fabulous is already taken down very, very low in that bottom lane. Maxing Q, obviously the prominent thing now to do on Varus. Gives him a bit more damage, and of course using that range to abuse Fabulous while he thinks he's safe and is under a turret will give him an advantage in that 2v1. Clearing out his blue buff. From here on out, we've noticed him go back down the rest of the jungle and head towards his bottom lane. Head towards that Thresh and Varus lane. Blood Boil up Reckless and take down the first turret right there. So by about 4 or 5 minutes, it's normally dead. But in the mid lane, we do see the Oakleys going in. Naru chasing down. They're trying to get that pressure onto Kautar. The slow is out. Naru flashes forward, gets the taste of fear down. A little bit extra damage. The snare's up. So Kha'Zix picks up the first blood.
Now Shook might be in a little bit of a situation here. The red buff has been popped on Shook. He's trying to get out of there. We'll get out of there with the blood boil. No harm done. Actually, we see immediately Jarvan circling around, might pick up Nunu there. Nunu heading towards the golems, but Theoclus gets spotted out by the ward. And immediately Nunu, well, running away. In the top lane, however, we do see Youngbuck taking massive amounts of damage. The Ignite has already been popped.
Yeah, it has, but he's out safe. He's good potion chugging, and that shield will come back up again shortly. They're going to just make sure that zone him out. We do see Ryze actually TPing into that last remaining minion. Doesn't do anything crazy with it though, just lands one overload onto Holy Phoenix and pushes them out. Shook is alive, he managed to survive, managed to get away from that Jarvan, who was playing very smart, but Shook outthought him, put that ward down beforehand. And here it is, Shook in that bottom lane, but boils onto Reckless. We're going to start seeing a lot of pressure onto this turret, and normally, in the previous 2 games, has been dying within 1 or 2 waves of Shook arriving. So we'll see whether Fabulous and the Oakleys can do a better job than Heimerlinger's Colossi at defending this bottom turret. Do you see Kautar actually getting almost initiated by Naru, but he's just zoning him out, keeping him away from this creep for as long as possible, away from the gold and the experience, giving himself, or making the most of that first blood goal, giving himself as big of an advantage as he possibly can.
We do see that, well, Kautar is actually forcing Naru back a little bit, even though he's outnumbered by minions. but at the same time, he was forced back to that top lane and is now losing a little bit of experience, level 3 currently, and he really needs to watch out that Kha'Zix doesn't just jump on him and isolate him, but in the bot lane as well, we have Jarvan coming in again. Oh, a beautiful death sentence, immediately de-engage. Joker is taking massive damage, he's going to go down, and how fabulous, he's in a heap of trouble, and Limited might go down as well. No, he actually survives the final tick of Ignite, it wasn't enough, and now this bot tower, it is going to fall.
Last tick was not enough. Unlimited with that health potion ticking, and his shield just kept him up. But Naru has smelt blood. He's making his way down here. There's two very low health targets if he can get into the right position. Playing it safe, going around through that tri-bush, just making sure. Turret does fall. Reckless and Unlimited starting to make their way back. Shoot still got a lot of health, and if he can tank it, the void spikes might just be enough. And in fact, Naru realizing that's not going to happen. He cannot get in onto that. Even if Reckless was standing in the front, ready to take the first burst of that, he would not get out of there with his life. Reckless still has his barrier. That had been communicated to him by Kennen. But there we go. Top tower does fall very quickly afterwards, so not too much of an advantage for the Copenhagen Wolves when they got that bottom turret. The extra kill, however, is giving them a 500 gold lead.
And that's maybe going to translate in the guys from Dark Passage. Like Jarvan was thinking about going into the enemy jungle by using the Dragon standard combination. I'm not entirely sure. When would you expect first Dragon to be contested by either team?
If they're going to stick to their pattern, any second now. We're starting to see the AD carry support coming down towards the bottom side of the map from DP. Jarvan's at his race, so he's near enough by that he could finish that off and start to make his way down there. There's very little vision on there at the moment, but there are wards in Lulu's inventory. She's making a beeline for that Drake camp. Fabulous is sent top. He's going to have to deal with Reckless and Unlimited, but one Kennen to go and deal with two members of the Copenhagen Wolves is not going to stop a Dragon attempt. Naru does start to recoup. Fabulous does in fact get hooked in. They're going to go for this.
Yeah, Fabulous taking quite a bit of damage and a beautiful death sentence there as well onto Fabulous, pulling Trash over the wall, but still at the same time the lantern was available, so any moment Reckless could have jumped in. Decided not to, decides to play it a little bit more safe, and now Shook's also coming to the top lane. But yeah, we were talking about this. They are going to let this top tower fall, and Dark Passage at this point doing the Dragon.
Yeah, they left it for a little bit because Naru wanted to base, and he did so on Kha'Zix. As soon as Shook showed himself in the top lane, they realized that smite that consumes out of the way. They have the Dragon control. You can already see the amount of wards they have around it, and they do pick up that Dragon just as the top tower falls. So again, keeping that 1,000 gold going one way or the other. A little bit of extra map control comes from that extra turret kill, but it is in the top lane. It is a little bit remote. It's not the end of the world for DP. Hook doesn't land, and Naru leaps away from it anyway. Wasn't going to touch him. You see a very low health. The Oakley is actually down at the red buff, having a little bit of issues. But it is just a jungle camp. I'm sure he will be
He's
fine.
actually running away from it right now. He's forced to recall against the power of the red buff.
Elder Lizard, man. Elder Lizard's too strong.
But in the mid lane as well, we have Nunu and Ryze pushing down on that middle tower. And this might already be the third tower that the guys from the Wolves are going to be picking up. Unless Naru jumps in and says, hey, have some spikes, and pretty much blows the entire minion wave in one go.
Yeah, see a very strong push coming from Unlimited and Reckless towards the top tier 2 as well. Duke is going to start working well on that blue buff. In fact, they're going to take it himself rather than giving it over to Kha'Zix. It's an interesting thought. Never mind, it's a jungle steal. That wasn't his own blue buff. That'd be why he didn't give it to Kha'Zix.
Well, it was his blue buff, but Kha'Zix didn't know yet.
No, it was Kha'Zix's blue buff. It wasn't Shook's blue buff.
Yeah.
Shook stole it. Yes, red buff going down now. The Oakley's taking his own red buff. That's definitely that one. And it will smite that one away all the same. Fabulous trying to delay the recalls in the top lane. As we do see Youngback again doing his best to defend this bottom turret, but the constant onslaught of attacks from both Lulu and Caitlyn means it's down to beyond half health already. He won't last too many more waves, so he's going to need some support, and that is coming in the form of Shook through Tribush and Varus and Thresh down the lane.
And just as if on cue, the guys from Dark Passage, they see Nunu coming and they immediately back off. And it's like they know Varus is not in the top lane, they have to be in the bot lane.
So, that blue camp still hasn't been cleared because we've got Shook stolen away. Still got two little lizards in there. Shook now does see Jarvan in here. He's incredibly quick already. He's got those Moby 5 boots and nothing else. Literally just rush those out. And with the Bloodborne, he's going to get around this map very, very quickly. We saw in the previous game how, with that kind of speed, he was able to catch Mithy out in a couple of situations, catch that support who was out of position, and open up some objectives and open up some free kills for Reckless. So they need to be very careful of that Nunu and who he has in tow.
Yeah, but most likely this tower is about to fall, and we might have an engage if the tower fell at that instant. But now, as the team of Dark Passage is slowly converging once again into the mid lane, the guys from Copenhagen Wolves, they say, well, this is enough, we almost got the tower, we just have to look at it and it will crumble.
Yeah, just about run out of creeps, so they have to back away a little bit, and of course now DP have responded and looked after it. That bottom tower is still standing, they were forced to leave that alive before they managed to finish it off. Unlimited actually firing the hook out, doesn't quite land, it was very close to both Phoenix and Fabulous though. Young Buck up there in that top lane, remember, still has his teleport, can come and join this if he needs to. Same with Naru going down towards the bottom lane, so both of those champions, while they're not here now, very mobile, could end up here very shortly. Kaltad, of course, could also go around and stop that split push from Naru with his support. But there's the Varus ult goes out onto Phoenix.
And a beautiful death sentence landing right on the Phoenix. Phoenix taking massive damage with Kaltad picks up the kill. Beautiful kill there. And here's Naru coming down from the top lane. He's going to try and get back in, but Ruthless is going to lock him up. And now only top might go down. Youngbuck going ballsy here. Oh, the piercing arrow just destroying it. And Theoclus does pick up a kill by cataclysming away, and now Reckless, he is in hot pursuit of Theoclus, and Youngbuck is just going to let Reckless pick up the kill. Piercing arrow picks the kill. Reckless on a rampage.
Yeah, as you said, this is the strategy. This is the way Wolves are playing. They're just giving Reckless a champion he likes and getting it fed. And he is up to 4-0-2 now. Such a beautiful little play there under that mid turret. The TP from Naru was optimistic. It was right in the middle of his opposing team. He managed to get out again as soon as he landed, but Youngbuck finished his teleport up very quickly afterwards and landed that ultimate, nicely done. But Oaklis did pick up a quick kill onto Shook. More of a consolation prize though, nothing really came from it. He did lose his life because of it, and the beautiful little flash that came out of Reckless to follow that, rather than just flashing straight after him, he flashed over into the Wraith camp to cut off the escape route and stop Jarvan from heading back up towards the safety of his turrets. Forced him down into the river and secured that 4th kill for him. Kaltad comes out and they catch Phoenix.
Phoenix taking massive damage, the Ice Blast lands on him. One more overload might be enough, they're still chasing him down, but in the background, Naru is going to try and jump up the counter, but here's the Absolute Zero, gets stunned by Theoclus, and Shook actually going back. And again, they pick up 1 kill, and immediately they back off. They know small victories, that's what counts here.
Yeah, well, they didn't have Reckless there at that point, so they didn't have his damage, and Kaltad had just used all of his abilities getting that 1st kill onto Phoenix, so they didn't have much more damage output. They had to leave it. Naru saying that, taking a lot of punishment just from Malphite's ground slam, so if you take too many more of those, he could be in trouble, but he shouldn't really be that close to Malphite again anytime soon. You see Reckless in the bottom lane has been landing quite a bit of damage onto this turret already, down to about half health. Fabulous was going to deal with it, but as soon as support arrived for Reckless, he does have to back away. Might just, no, not quite going to finish this turret. Yes, he is. There we go. They face tank it for a couple of shots as the creeps run out. And they will back away. 4 turrets to 1. So much map control and gold in favour of Copenhagen Wolves. It's only 13 minutes in.
Yeah, and the guys
still hasn't been cleared. They still haven't cleared that blue webcam.
Yeah, the guys from Dark Passage are doing also a really fine job at getting the dragon control, but Copenhagen Wolves is just going over the top and killing all the towers and getting the map control. Yeah, 2 different ways of playing here, definitely.
Yeah, we've only had the 1 Drake so far, so the second one should be up soon, as you say. DP got the first one. They are looking to get control of this one. They're starting to get the wards down. They're all there in and close. Of course, they have that exact timer, although the Oaklis managed to land his E a bit too soon anyway.
And we actually see Shooks coming in from the left there.
Copenhagen Wolves are split. They're not quite ready for this, but they are strong enough that they have forced DP away just by sheer presence. Riot and Varus were not even there. They do scare them off. So Wolves plant a pink ward. They're going to start it off themselves while the vision is on their side. And DP decided it's not worth the fight. Yeah, already a long way behind. Taking a fight here could only put them further down. And there's still a chance they can turn this around if they play it smart. So they're going to back off, give that extra 1,000 gold to Copenhagen Wolves, live to fight another day.
Joker's probably going to give that red buff over to Phoenix, and well, Phoenix falling way behind in CS here, 40 CS difference already. How does that translate into gold?
You're going to have a look, there it is on your screen. You've got to look at 3,600 gold on Kaelin to 6,300 gold on Reckless's Varus. That's what having 4 kills, that's what having a massive CS advantage is going to do for him. As we mentioned before, the amount of pressure put on AD carry as this game goes longer and longer to be that damage dealer is huge, and when you can get them fed early, when you can get them to that critical mass, as I aged earlier, faster the better. With Reckless getting all the gold funneled towards him from these Copenhagen Wolves. He's going to get that very, very quickly. He has started with a Bloodthirster this time around instead of that Infinity Edge from before, but it's not on Ezreal this time around, and the Infinity Edge could still very easily be his second item. He's gone for those triple Durants, as we said again, through the semi-finals he did. Genja tried that in the first couple of LCS games this weekend. Didn't work out for Genja, but Reckless is making it work.
Yeah, but that might also be because Reckless is always ahead. I haven't seen a game yet where Reckless was behind, and getting the additional Dorns, it's going to allow you to deal so much more damage and so much more, putting out so much more pressure at the same time. So Naru actually fighting with Youngbuck here in the bot lane. Taste of Fear coming out, and Naru forced the Avoid Assault away. He's probably going to lead back to the little thing, but he's taking so much damage. Youngbuck just pretty much soloing Naru. Naru actually going to jump right into the tower and making sure there's no assist goal for anyone off the team of Copenhagen Wolves. This is really well played there.
Yeah, of course, Youngbuck wanted to leave that again for Varus. The piercing shot was charged up. He wanted to try and snipe it for that last little bit, but well played by Naru, keeping that gold away from Reckless. The guy's fed enough already. He's make sure it doesn't happen again, but instead he's just going straight up to push that bottom lane, try and get himself an inhibitor turret.
And that shouldn't take too long. I mean, they're 16 minutes in. They're currently at a 6,000 gold lead, and I'm pretty sure that their secondary major item is about to finish.
Blue buff picked up by counter, he's doing that alone. Now there is an Oracle's on unlimited. He's at the point now where he's strong enough to do that when they're far enough ahead, and he's got that extra gold, and Drake will have helped him. And they already have a commanding lead over this map. They have control of it at the moment with the amount of towers they have down, only 2 inner turrets left up for DP. And now they can start to take away the vision that DP have and start to plant their own wards and start to roam around the enemy jungle without fear of being caught out, without finding that sneaky little critter hiding in a bush, whether it be Lulu or whether it be Jarvan. They will know about it. So 8 kills to 2, and the gold lead is stretching, even if all they're doing is farming at the moment. So something's happening here. Copenhagen Wolves still managing to zone Naru out, but still not Naru, managing to zone DP out, keeping them away from it.
And it's also interesting to see that Naru cannot deal any damage whatsoever to Youngbuck here. Kha'Zix, he excels in one-to-one situations, but Youngbuck is already so tanky. He has Doran's shield, he has the plot armor, and he also has the massive Sunfire Cape. And Fabulous taking massive damage in the top lane, forced to flash out of there.
Yeah, forced to flash away. We do see Jarvan, however, closing in onto Thresh with Lulu in support, trying to grab Jarvan forward. Reckless, in fact, firing the ult out straight up. Lulu was had to be pushed on Jarvan to try and save his life. He has flashed under the turret. Reckless is going forward, trying to finish him off. Can't get the snipe. Has to flash out of the turret.
And they back off. Or at least the guys from DP are going to back off, and immediately the Wolves, they smell blood and they want to get this tower. But Naru coming in from the side, he wants to try and get some kills out, but Rune is going to lock him up for a little bit more. Lulu taking massive damage from Spell Flux, and Youngbuck is going to, the force coming in. Holy Phoenix taking massive damage. He does get out of the Rune Prison just in time. Get in the background, using that slicing Maelstrom, does pick up Caitlyn, but now we do have Teoclus jumping right back in limited, so low, so close, and Reckless is still there with a double kill. So amazingly played there.
Oh, skimming past Fabulous's medical robes. We just see Unlimited living again with a sliver of health. He landed that hook at the perfect moment to stop Jarvan's auto attack from killing him, and it was enough time to have him stunned in there. But his team was able to finish him off and get that extra damage down. Shook was also very low, caught in that Cataclysm. Not low enough to finish him off. Naru clears that blue buff very quickly this time around, but Reckless is not finished with him. Reckless is staying here. Naru's going to push forward. Reckless is coming out. Doesn't have ult, remember. He's got that slow though. Gets him in the bush. There's the snipe comes through. Kaptar comes running out with Home Guard teleport. Naru accepts his fate. Godlike goes Reckless.
7-0-2 already, man. This guy, he is so strong at the AD carry role. Currently finishing at secondary BF sword, so most
he
likely...
took the big wolf just because he could.
And now actually Holy Phoenix getting caught out by Unlimited. The Death Sentence actually lands right in the middle of the Caliber net. And the Chain of Corruption misses. So unfortunate, but they continue the chase. However, Reckless might be an overset, but no, there's the rest of his team. And Reckless doesn't get that kill though, but it's so strong, the team. It just converts immediately. Holy Phoenix solo, Fabulous getting locked up, and Unlimited picking up yet another kill. They aren't going to let Reckless reach legendary status.
Yeah, they don't have the creep wave here yet to put any more pressure down onto that inhibitor turret or the inhibitor itself. So they're going to rotate down straight towards the Baron. There's two very important members of DP dead. Kha'Zix is up, Phoenix is up, and Holy Thoth is up. They do go straight in. Shook channeling the ultimate full channel for some extra damage. Then of course it's going to have his human smite towards the end of it. And with the smite only just respawning on the DP side, he's not going to get here in time to save this. Percentage health damage on Reckless is going to go down very quickly. But the rest of DP are closing in. Naru's going to have a decent enough poke. Going to leap in, try and pick up one. He does get shook, so that's the smite gone, but he gets melted very quickly afterwards. Don't know what Lulu thinks she's going to steal, but it's not going to happen. And Caitlyn gets the Baron with a Peacemaker.
Wow,
nicely done, Phoenix.
Amazing. It was just enough for Kha'Zix and Lulu to distract him just long enough that the smite from Lulu missed, or at least wasn't even, correction, Shook was dead. He killed Shook, he forced the smite to be removed, and that allowed Holy Phoenix to get that Baron steal. Amazing play there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what Lulu was up to, but she said she got in there. Half of Copenhagen Wolves pulled off and killed Lulu. Some of them stayed on the Baron and started doing damage to it. As it was, that mean it went down very slowly, very predictably, got to low health, and Caitlyn could snipe it over the wall thanks to the vision she had. So nicely done by DP. They're not completely out of this yet, but they still have quite the hill to climb, even with this Baron buff. Only 3 of them have it, of course, Holy Phoenix, Fabulous, and the Oakblitz. But 3 is better than none, and more importantly, Copenhagen Wolves don't have it. So for at least 4 minutes, it is now all on to DP to make the plays.
I'm probably going to try and push out some towers. They're 5-1 in towers as a deficit even, so most likely those outer towers are going to fall in the next 2 minutes at most.
I wasn't sure if Naru was thinking about going in on Kautar. I'm not sure it would have been the greatest idea if he had. Kautar got a lot of burst damage. We'll see what they decide to do. So far, got a few of them grouping up mid. That Drake should be spawning very shortly, and it does look like it because Lulu is putting quite a bit of vision down around that area. They have been on top of the timer, even if they gave up, or even when they gave it up, that second one, they were there in time, they were there ready for it. But this time they have the Baron buff. This time they may be willing to fight for that Drake.
Interesting of note is, of course, Naru with teleport available, so he's going to be fighting Youngbuck in the bot lane, who doesn't have teleport, so if he can keep him at bay for quite a bit and get into a good position.
Those spikes don't even go through the shield on Malphite anymore. It's a very, very tanky Malphite. 306, he's had some very good engages, some ultimates landing onto some very key targets, onto that Caitlyn, onto Lulu a couple of times, and on Kennen, knocking them up, bursting them down, allowing Reckless to get in there and do the damage they need to before it landed, and more importantly stopping some very important ultimates. We haven't seen a really key, well-used Kennen ultimate so far in this entire game. Waiting for that perfect opportunity, waiting for that fight where DP are all there, where they get to control it, rather than just having 1 or 2 people getting caught out of position by the Copenhagen Wolves.
Lulu heading down to the bot lane, going to try and pick a fight with Youngbuck. But I'm more interested about this nice little cluster here of Copenhagen Wolves. It's like, oh my word, no, that's it, this lands, and immediately it gets blown to bits. Legendary.
It's that 3-man hit squad that Wolves have set up. Reckless with his 2 supports, hiding around corners. That's what I meant. Now they have the Oracles up, now they have wards in the enemy jungle. They can just sit in those bushes without fear of being snuck up on or finding anyone else in there. And now there's that another turret down. 6 turrets to 1. All the tier 2 turrets down. Holy Thoth does get hooked up. Just enough to hold her in place for a little while and allow them some more tower damage. Youngbuck is in the bottom lane, of course. He's still got his, well, he's not quite got his teleport, but he does have his ultimate, and he is onto the inhibitor turret there. So top and bottom pressure coming out from Copenhagen Wolves, and that snipe damage, that charged up Q that Reckless is firing out, ripping the lumps out of that Kha'Zix and anyone else in his path.
Looks like Copenhagen Wolves, even with the Baron buff on a few of the champions of Dark Passage. Okay, Kennen got destroyed, he had Baron buff on him, but this Baron buff is not going to last too long. In fact, I believe it's going to be expiring in less than a minute.
Yeah, so of course Lulu back, she is very, very low. 1 snipe could do it. Caitlyn gets grabbed in, are they going to act on it? No, they're not. They're willing to just keep this slow, keep that pressure up. They have, of course, got a lot of damage onto that turret and the bottom turret already. Even with the Baron buff on many members of DP, in fact, it just times out. The regen wasn't quite enough there, and they do have to give up this top turret. Shoot goes in to face tank it. It's going down slowly. Shoot taking a fair bit. There we go. First inhibitor turret down in the top lane. Bottom one should follow it shortly, but DP have got the home gods. They've healed up. They're on their way out. We Copenhagen will do have to back away. TP coming in from Youngbuck, he's going to close the gap. He's got that ultimate up. Lulu is in a dangerous place. Nice ultimate, knocks everyone up, but she's going to die nonetheless. Youngbuck gets an ult in, it does hit Naru, but he's in stealth. They're going to initiate on the fight. Naru gets away. Fabulous is challenging his ultimate, does pick up 1 kill onto Thresh. Jarvan's forced to flash away there from Reckless. Shuk is very, very low. He's still doing what he can to help Reckless out. Fabulous drops down. Phoenix is the last man standing. He flashes away. Copenhagen Wolves pick up their first inhibitor of the game. Not quite going to be able to finish this yet, yet though. DP are hanging on in there. One final push.
And what a beautiful fight that was. Once again, they were able to just, well, the guys from Dark Passage there at the point, they cannot deal enough damage anymore to the guys from Copenhagen Wolves. And again, Reckless in such a good position, protected by his team. And the moment Holy Phoenix got grabbed, well, that pretty much signified, well, we're going to go in and we're going to throw everything we have at Caitlyn. And, well, we're looking at the gold right now. Ferris has double the gold of Caitlyn.
Yep. 10-0-7. You can see there in the screens, the numbers are ridiculous. Now, honestly, DP's position right now needs to start looking at the next game, needs to start looking at their initial strategies. We've seen it now 3 games in a row from Copenhagen Wolves. All they are doing is getting Reckless fed and giving him a pair of supports. Ban out that Nunu. That is a pivotal part of this strategy. Every game at 5 minutes, he's done a full clear of his jungle. He goes back the other way. He blood boils down Reckless. They take the first turret. They swap over and they do it again in the other lane. And they have been getting him more and more fed in every one. And you can see the result here. Doubling Caitlyn's gold. Destroying anyone he comes across. Sniping people with long-range piercing arrows. Jarvan runs away from this hit squad of Malphite Nunu. But without that Nunu, they're not going to be able to pull that strategy off quite the way they were before. Something to think about. Very, very surprised if they let it through again. But until then, they've still got to hold on in this game. Phoenix has to run away as he do get slowed up. Fabulous getting burst down by Ryze. That's a lot of damage from Kaltard. He does just turn into a little lightning ball and run away. Naru is going mad. But he makes it out alive.
He can't actually make it there because he can't kill any one of them right now. Youngbuck is too tanky, Shooks is too tanky. Well, he does have Last Whisper, he has Brutalizer, but the moment he jumps in, he dies. He can't go directly to Reckless, and that's the only one he can burst down in one go right now. The only thing he can do, toss out some Void Spike.
His turret then already very low thanks to Youngbuck's work earlier on, and it does get killed off within the space of 1 minion wave. Open to this exposed inhibitor. Kha'Zix has had to go to the top lane. Does have his teleport, but he's dealing with super creeps. Bringing him across, but not in time. Second inhibitor does fall down more or less for free for Copenhagen Wolves. Now they're going to rotate towards this mid lane and pick up that creep wave on their way. Bring that in. Turret number 3. Reckless gets some more shots over the wall onto Jarvan. Takes a big chunk of his health off.
Nara actually forced to go back to base to get a little bit of his health back, refueling. Guard boots are not bought on him yet. But if we're looking at what the guys from Copenhagen Wolves are doing right now, they're pushing down the tower. Final engage, here's the Cataclysm, of course, Theoclus just getting annihilated. Right smack dab in the middle of that absolute zero. Now Fabulous, he has gone in. Soyas wears out, he's going to go down. Absolute power force onto Holy Phoenix. He gets exhausted and it looks like Paris is going to pick up his 12th kill already. And it looks like it's going to be down to Copenhagen Wolves pick up their first win in these finals of DreamHack.
There's the GG well played going out in chat. Yeah, it was not a bad fight as far as DP are concerned, apart from the fact they were so far behind. If they'd been able to do that earlier, maybe they'd have come out better. Instead, they had just been getting caught out and they were getting further and further behind. They're just little instances. Therefore, that last little push did not work out. But Copenhagen Wolves